The first one I'd like to share is empowerment. The factor is called empowering yourself. And when we talk about empowerment in the realm of radical remission, we are referring to feeling empowered to talk to your medical practitioners and ask difficult questions, find out exactly how things are going to work for you. And if you have questions, a lot of times people aren't comfortable even challenging a doctor or asking, what could happen next? Or is there another option? Maybe I don't like this option A. Is there a B? And a lot of times there is a B option. But if you don't ask the question, you're going to get the standard of care, which absolutely plays an important part in, the healing journey for many people. But the empowerment factor is really finding your voice and making sure that you are acting as the CEO of your own health. And you are at the head of that board of directors table. And at that table, you could have 10 practitioners, and one of them is your doctor, your MD doctor. Maybe if you're lucky, you have an ND, a naturopathic doctor. You could have a chiropractor. Who knows who's going to be at your table? Only you know that. But making sure that you have a relationship with every one of them where you feel heard and you feel seen and you are respected, and knowing that you deserve to have a voice in your treatment. And that's because you're the boss and you're the CEO.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that many people may not be aware of, like you had mentioned. There has always been where, the doctor gives you this information, and then you as the patient, you just go ahead and you just do it. And there are no questions asked, right? Basically, or very little. And it was almost like you were saying too, it's like almost a disrespect if we ask questions, when in fact, this is going against that, but actually giving that respect and that empowerment back to the patient and equipping them to just ask questions and to gather information. I mean, I look at it from the standpoint, when I had the diagnosis of cancer 8 years ago, when I went through that process, for me, it was like, well, if I was going to get a second opinion as to who was going to do flooring and carpeting in my home, I certainly wanted to have a second opinion of who was going to be working on my body. This is the only place I have to live. I need somebody, and I need to feel safe with that somebody. And so that's basically what you're talking about, is to find people who you're going to be able to feel safe, who can equip you with information so that you can make that choice and make that decision. So that's going to be the best decision for you. And of course, when you have that ability, you're setting your body up to do what it needs to do to heal, if you get that, and have that empowerment. So love that. Okay.
Yeah, I like that analogy too, because, I've always been told that if I'm going to get work done on my house, I need to get three different estimates, right? So why would we not consider looking into 3 people that are really equipped, or even 2, that are really equipped in that field of, whatever it is that you need. For me, I'm a previvor. It's what the term of someone who has a strong genetic history of breast cancer or cancer. And I'm doing what I can as a health seeker to prevent having a diagnosis like my sister did. So as a previvor, I advocate this to health seekers. And I think it's really important for, sometimes it's hard for a health seeker if they don't have a really big why, like a family member that's been ill or a friend. And other people really just are very interested in health. So, we welcome in the health seekers as well. Really, these factors are for everybody.
Right.
So
I love that. So essentially what you're trying to do is to tell people that it's not one or the other. Let's say, they do have a chronic illness of some kind. It doesn't mean, and it excludes them from being able to live their best life. It doesn't have to be, well, you have this, then you can't have that. No, there is a possibility to radically accept both and be able to just thrive and continue on living your best life through that process.
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many amazing people that I've worked with that really give a new impression of what later stage cancers can look like. I have people that are, full-time moms and jobs and doing the whole thing. I have people that are, owning a surf school and surfing, and, people that travel all over the country in an RV because they think that they want to experience their life and they're working from the road, so people really thrive when they've been given, some people really see it as a wake-up call to prioritizing their own selves and allowing themselves to really live and enjoy life. And not from the perspective of they're running out of time, but man, we are here for a reason.